Good morning, everyone. Chef Jackson Lamb, Metropolitan State University of Denver, ProStart Level 2, Chapter 6, Vegetables. Hey, I'm back, and again, commenting on Chapter 6 with the vegetables. Again, I'm telling you that this book is very well written. The book starts off by identifying and categorizing all different types of vegetables. You know, when you go to the supermarket in your hometown, they don't have all these labels on the vegetables. They're all in the produce section. But the book breaks it down to flowering vegetables, fruit vegetables, leafy green vegetables, seed vegetables, roots and tubers. Can you imagine going into your local supermarket and seeing a sign that says roots and tubers? They don't do that, do they? Anyway, let's break it down as to exactly what some of these are. In flower vegetables, they're talking about broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and cauliflower. So those are all in what we call flower vegetables. I think it's because of the way they grow out of the ground. The next category is fruit vegetables. Wait a minute, is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? Certain vegetables have fruit-like qualities, and that's why they call them fruit vegetables. What are those? Well, they are avocados, bell peppers, chili peppers, cucumbers, eggplant, tomatoes, summer squash, and winter squash. You know, I'm a gardener at home, and all of those, when they're growing, they sprout flowers. And, you know, the bees come and help pollinate. Tremendous. Next category is leafy green vegetables. So let's talk about those real quick. All the lettuces you can imagine. In the book, I think they talk about green leaf lettuce, red leaf lettuce, romaine, iceberg. There are multiple types of lettuces. They vary around the country. This section, Leafy Green Vegetables, also contains mustard greens, collard greens, spinach, and Swiss chard. You know, Swiss chard is one of those unusual items. It's in your produce section. Most people don't know what to do with it. Moving down into the chapter a little bit more, then they talk about seed vegetables. These are those types of vegetables that produce seeds so they can regenerate. That would be all types of beans. I think in the book they've got pictures of green beans and wax beans. This also includes corn, and it includes peas. Roots and tubers, we talked about that earlier. What the heck is a root and a tuber? These are everything that grow in the ground, and when we harvest them, we have to pull them out of the ground. That would be beets, carrots, leeks, onions, potatoes, parsnips, radishes, scallions, sweet potatoes, rutabagas. The heck is a rutabaga? It's part of the turnip family. And then we have yams as well. So those are all very, very popular, and they're great in the wintertime too because they tend to hold their quality through the winter months. Stem vegetables, that's a pretty unusual term, but it's those vegetables that do have a long stem, such as artichokes. Okay, they have a big long stem when they're growing, or asparagus. Celery is a big stem type of a vegetable, if you think about it, and so are mushrooms. Continuing, the book goes on to tell you how to purchase, how to store, how to prepare. So when we think about that, purchasing, it tells you what to look for in produce, vegetables in particular. It talks about how do you store vegetables. There's a really nice caveat in this chapter that says, do not put tomatoes in the refrigerator. It stops their enzymes from growing and you lose flavor. Keep those tomatoes at room temperature. It also talks about preparing vegetables. And of course, we've talked about those cooking methods. That would be chopping, slicing, dicing. And then of course we can saute, we can braise, we can roast, we can even deep fry vegetables. So anyway, this is Chef Jackson Lamb. I'm going to sign off for Chapter 6 on vegetables with ProStart. Hey, if you ever have the chance to come to Denver, come on and see us over here at Metropolitan State University of Denver. We'll put you into one of our classes in an immersion project. You'll have a lot of fun. And if not, well then happy cooking where you are in ProStartville, USA. Thanks, everybody.